You know, our Bible says a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. And the black community has always been schizophrenic. They want to integrate white colleges, but they want to keep HBCUs. They want if white folks leave the city, it's called white flight. But if they move into the city, it's called gentrification. You come and you're going. You come and you're going. Right? They want to keep their majority black high schools. If you try to bust in and integrate them, they get mad.
Right.
So they want their black congressman. We want a black, not a one that just fits our values. He needs to be black. We want a black mayor. We want a black city councilman. This is blatant racism and segregation. Yet they'll say on the civil rights movement, you hear all through Black History Month, we fight for integration. We fight for integration. And then they'll tell you to vote for a candidate because they're black. Vote for Kamala Harris because she's black. Vote for Barack Obama because he's black. And you look at these people and you say, you people are just as hypocritical as anybody I've ever seen in my life. We will say that in America, this is un-American to even talk about these three things. You never, ever, ever let your feelings get involved in: politics, your money, and justice.
Right.
You look at these people and you say, this is politics. Where do you stand on the issue? I don't care about your color. I don't care about your gender. I'm going to look at my values. I'm going to look at yours. And if they match, you got my vote. Oh, no, not these people. He got to be black. And they will say it. We want more. I heard Raphael Warnock with his stupid behind get up there at the rally that Kamala Harris had up in Atlanta, said that talking about Ketanji Brown Jackson. I was happy to tell my daughter that we got a Supreme Court justice whose skin looks like hers and hair is kinky like hers. People started clapping. I said, what the hell that's got to do with anything? She don't know the difference between a man and a woman. The woman's stupid as a bag of hammers. She said that at the Supreme Court the other day, and they was talking about these little children, talking about giving them sex change operations and hormones. She said that, well, isn't it discriminatory to give a boy testosterone treatments, but not give it to a little girl? And the dude looked at it and said, ma'am, if you give testosterone to a boy in his teenage years, it helps him become a man quicker. You give this to a girl, it changes her bone structure. It changes her jawline. It changes her insides and her ovaries where she might not ever have children again. It changes this child forever during that time in her life. And she was going to try to make this some type of civil rights issue. And the guy said, this is a medical issue. But so he wasn't concerned that Ketanji Brown Jackson could adjudicate the Constitution. He was just concerned that she was black and she was a woman.
And had kinky hair.
And that's the reason why everywhere these idiots rule are ghettos. Because they are the stupidest people walking the face of the earth, and you can buy a whole bag of them for $10.
Listen, Vince, I think my audience is well aware of your disdain for the liberal left, how you absolutely despise progressivism. And I think we get along so well because I equally despise them. It's just the passion behind the way you communicate this. I'm laughing, but it's because there is no other way to say this. Right? If the Black community is beyond the rate of replacement because abortion has overwhelmingly captivated the minds of our young women, and we choose that as a viable family planning option, if this transgender and LGBT agenda is overwhelmingly captivating the hearts and minds of our youth to where
they're teaching it.
Right. The statistics
right
of
now.
Yeah, the statistics of males who are identifying, with the spectrum is alarming. It's almost like they are trying to purposely squash the population. And I think obviously there's an argument can be made that they are trying to depopulate all of humanity, but they have these covert, obvious agendas that target particularly the Black American population. And I don't understand. We embrace it We embrace it. And I don't believe that we're somehow mentally inferior. But it does concern me that enough of us are not saying, wait a minute. We don't want this. This is not good. What type of insights or solutions? You and I both are Christian, so I don't want to speak for you. I'm assuming that you would argue that the Black community overwhelmingly needs to return back to a foundational of a Christian ethic. But what else? Not that there's anything superior to knowing Christ and having a relationship with Him. What else do you believe could be done to awaken the sleeping giant within the Black community to help them realize that you are suffering from Stockholm Syndrome? The cognitive dissonance has gripped you so much that you actually are demonstrating the same type of behavior that your enslaved forefathers did, which is loving your master even when freedom is literally just a stone's throw away. What say you about what could be done or what we should be doing or what it's going to take to wake up more people?
There was a slither of hope this past election. I knew this was going to be a tipping point. I knew that if we didn't turn back here, there was no turning back.
Right.
The Democratic Party had become so evil, and they were so blatantly evil. They used to be smart enough to lie about it. I mean, like most criminals, smart criminals, they know how to lie. They know how to cover up their, we're not for abortion. We just want women to have the option, or we're not for LGBTQ, we're not for taking God out of the public. We're not for da-da-da-da-da-da. But then you get the insane criminal. The insane criminal is the joker that'll kill you and then sit beside you and drink your blood and call the police and sit and wait on you. He crazy. And he said, yeah, I killed him, and if you let me go, I'm going to kill 20,000 more.
Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the Standard of Truth podcast. If you've enjoyed today's conversation, don't forget to check out the Standard Home and Living lifestyle store at standardhomeandliving.com. We've got everything from book studies, journals, and even podcast merch, so you can take a piece of this conversation with you wherever you go. And of course, be sure to follow me on Facebook, X, Instagram, and TikTok for more updates, behind the scenes, and daily insights. You can also stay connected at thestandardofTruthpodcast.com, where you'll find all the latest news and events, including live events coming to a town near you. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Until next time, keep standing firm in the truth. Grace and peace.